The Outlander cast is one of the most adorable ones we've seen. They all mix and match perfectly, on and off screen. Out of the cast, Graham McTavish and Sam Heughan are seen to be the closest. They're both the yin to each other's yang. Just to show you how close they are, McTavish compared Heughan to his unruly teenage son. And it's pretty cute, so without further ado, let's dive into it. First up, McTavish's son is similar to Heughan. Now listen, both of them come from a Scottish background and are extremely proud of it. This has been a major factor in their friendship off-screen. They met and hit it off on the Starz historical fantasy show Outlander, where Sam plays the Highland warrior Jamie Fraser, and his older castmate played Dougal Mackenzie. While McTavish's role ended, their friendship is still very much alive and well. So anyway, speaking to Square Mile, McTavish discussed how all of their off-screen projects came to be, and in doing so, he revealed that their original idea was to work on a podcast. Then they wanted to do something with GoPros, but had no idea how that would work. It was just ideas that they were bouncing off of each other's heads. And then the right one hit. Why don't they just get a film crew together? This is where it gets super wholesome. McTavish said that they are both very well suited. They are different in many ways. He described their close relationship as Heughan being the unruly teenage son, and McTavish being a grumpy dad. Aw, he thinks it's a bit weird that he could be his dad, but we find it absolutely adorable. Next, what does Heughan think of his dad-like friend? When speaking with Square Mile last year, Sam Heughan spoke highly of his counterpart. He stated by saying that they bicker quite a bit. But isn't that what makes relationships fun? Heughan went further in, saying that Graham plays all these characters that are masculine and even aggressive. That's how his characters are. But in real life, he's a total teddy bear and feels nervous around dangerous things. The interviewer, Tom Hellis, asked him if the dangerous things included heights and stuff like that. McTavish might resent Heughan for this answer, but we loved it. He replied easily with an, "Oh yes." He's petrified of heights. He refused straight up to get in a kayak despite being bribed. And even a tandem bicycle had him on edge. So he's been fooling us with all of the tough characters, huh? Next, their relationship involves projects off-screen. Remember we talked about their Scottish background? Yeah, they take their talent and use it to promote their country's heritage. In what ways, you may ask? Well, both of them worked on several books where they spoke about their journeys through the Highland together. In 2020, they released their Sunday Times bestseller book, Clanlands, Whiskey, Warfare, and a Scottish adventure like no other. It's now a New York Times bestseller as well. The next year, they released a sequel to their book, Clanland's Almanac, Seasoned Stories from Scotland. The book has a 4.2 out of 5 on Goodreads, which is pretty decent. Both books revolve around their travel, journey, and stories from and of Scotland. In the first, they both explored their country in various ways and discussed its beauty, poetry, music, history, and war. They traveled using their vans and boats all the way to motorbikes. In the second, they both used their vans again to explore Scotland for 12 months. It takes a deeper look at the country, its various ways of exploring, and their own little feats and downfalls. Basically, they're the best hype men that a country could ever ask for. Following that, what are they both up to now? Okay, so say you're super interested in their stories, but don't like books. Well, they've got you covered. Men in Kilts, A Road Trip with Sam and Graham, is a documentary series available to watch with 8 whole episodes. They're both the stars and executive producers, so it's as authentic as it can get. This series follows them as they travel across Scotland and dive deeper into their patriotic senses. The first season came out in February of 2021, but that's not it, guys. They don't seem to take a break because they're working on their second season already. They announced that they'd be exploring New Zealand in it, and don't worry, it's still related to Scotland. They'll be studying how both countries are connected. Moving on, McTavish accuses Heughan of tormenting him. Now we know that season 2 of the show is in the works as we speak. While it's a contrast to the first, we can definitely expect their banter to continue like nothing's changed. The 61-year-old and his family call New Zealand home, despite being Scottish. So in the interview, he spoke of how he reunited with Sam. "We had a brilliant time." He further said that they went through more near-death experiences, but highlighted how Heughan tormented him and filmed it all. This says a lot about the fears that Heughan previously mentioned. In another interview, he said that Heughan enjoys making his friends feel pain. At one point in the show, they even discussed the 42-year-old's tendency to be competitive and ridiculous. Heughan will supposedly go as far as to smash McTavish to beat him. He joked that that's when he realized that he was in a camper van with a lunatic. even though in his hilarious perspective, it's a sadomasochistic experience. They had a ton of fun exploring further together. He explained that they both laughed a bunch when in the van together, and it was a lovely experience for them in New Zealand. When asked if he'll take his sweet revenge for the death-like experiences Heughan put him through, McTavish confirmed that one day, believe me, one day it will happen. Honestly, we can't wait for them to come out with more content together. Now moving on to other related news that might interest you. First up, McTavish might appear in the prequel of The Outlander. The Outlander show has come to an end, but Starz has confirmed since then that a prequel for the show will come out later, called Blood of My Blood, which will follow the story of Heughan's character's parents. Heughan had revealed before that he won't be making an appearance in the series. Since it takes place back in 18th century Scotland, it's rumored that Caitríona Balfe won't be in it either. McTavish might be in it though. The Scottish star played Dougal in the series before his character was, spoiler alert, killed brutally. He did appear in the series in a cameo as the descendant of his character. If asked to play the character again, he'd love to. Next up, Sam Heughan reveals what he'll miss most about Outlander. Outlander has been a huge success since the romantic drama debuted in 2014. The 7th season and a prequel are on the way to hit our screens sometime next year. So with his part in the show coming to an end, he was asked about what he'll miss the most once he isn't working on the set anymore. And only Sam Heughan can give an answer that's both heartfelt and NSFW. He answered that he'll miss the people and routine. It's a pretty big change going from working full-time on set and then to a normal routine. He said that while the routine is tough and full, there's something wonderful about it. Going to work every day, the hard work, and doing it all with your castmates. But then he said that the routine gets them all bleeped. Hey, it's NSFW, but he managed to make it funny. It's cute how attached he is to his fellow cast. They all banter online frequently. He recently congratulated Balfe on his award nomination and admits that their chemistry on set is all real. Last up, McTavish details his role in Game of Thrones. While Outlander is coming soon and all, McTavish is already on his new ventures. The star recalled the moment he turned down his role in the popular show Game of Thrones. Following his brutal exit from Outlander, he came out to say that he turned down a pretty huge role from Game of Thrones. He missed out on it, but it said that he was considered for the prequel House of the Dragon. He recalled his meeting with the show's showrunner, Ryan Condal. Around 5 years ago, they both met for lunch, and McTavish was offered a role in the prequel. Now, ironically, there were 2 possible characters, but one of them died earlier on, so he went for the other. Guess he didn't want a repeat of what happened to his character in Outlander. He described his character as a shining beacon of decency. This guy has also worked in the Hobbit trilogy as Dwalin, is now in the prequel, and has joined the cast of The Witcher. It's safe to say he's a pretty talented guy that everyone wants, and we'll be seeing him often on screen. He jokes that he doesn't get to play decent human beings often, so he's happy about the prequel. That's a wrap for this video. What do you think of their relationship on and off screen? Will you be following up with them? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.